This next part I know may not be easy. You ram the door, it opens. What happened next?
As soon as it opened, Sergeant Manley took a half a step inside. I saw the only thing I saw disappear into that apartment from my view was his elbow in holding the gun. He started yelling, "No, no, no." Took a shot to the groin, and he stepped back, and he just started to fire.
Where are you when this is happening?
Right here by the door. I didn't even have time to drop the ram.
Okay. What happens next?
I dropped the ram. Sergeant Manley is standing on this rug area in the doorway, shooting. He's in pain. He goes down right in here. Miles Cosgrove steps over top of him while he's still in this fatal funnel and starts shooting while John gets out of the way. John knows he's shot.
You just mentioned a term, fatal funnel. What does that mean?
It's when a fatal funnel is when you're standing in a light where if you're in a dark area and somebody's standing in a doorway with light behind them, you can see them, they can't see you.
All right, Dr. Keith Taylor, let me begin with you. That moment where they knock down the door, they ram the door, and Sergeant Mattingly takes like a step in there and is shot right away. Your thoughts on the way this search warrant is executed at that moment?
I know that different jurisdictions deal with the tactical aspects of doing search warrants, but in some jurisdictions, especially in New York City, there are protective shields that are rated to handle bullet fire, and so the first person going in should have a shield if there's an expectation that there's going to be gunfire. But this goes beyond just the tactics. It also has to do with the information that the officers had about who was in there and the possibility of weapons being there. So it's the tactics, but it's also the planning. It's all a component of it.
Donald Schweitzer, your thoughts about the way this was handled and what goes into all of it and how quickly the gunfire began?
Vinny, if we're just talking about what we heard on that clip right there, I can see no fault. I've handled the key before. I've kicked in doors pursuant to search warrants many, many times, probably hundreds of times as well. And I could tell you that it is the scariest thing that you could possibly imagine. I remember the sense of relief when all was clear and nobody was hurt. One of my friends got shot in the face in one of these, and I nearly escaped that bullet. It's very scary. So far, they're saying they enter, they're confronted with gunfire, and shooting goes back. And I agree with Dr. Taylor that this requires a lot of planning. Typically, they're going to have great amounts of intelligence as to who's in there, and it's going to be coming from an undercover officer or an informant, and it's choreographed and really planned out ahead of time. I don't know what happened in this case, but from what I saw, I didn't see any error yet.
Let's take a listen to more testimony from Detective Nobles here, talking about what really became the headline of this whole story.
There's a difference between a no-knock and a knock-and-announce is a difference of about 15 seconds.
Okay. Explain that a little bit.
A no-knock warrant is you can approach the door and just knock it in. You don't have to announce. It's a no-knock. It's supposed to be an element of surprise. Knock and announce. If you have to announce yourself. If nobody answers, then you can go in.
Donald Schweitzer, interesting. I'd never heard the number before, and he testified that he said the difference between a no-knock and a knock warrant is like 15 seconds. Is that kind of the norm, that if it's a knock and announce, you're going to knock, announce, and in 15 seconds, you're going in?
I think he might have erred on the sake of, making it look palatable. Vinny, I think you know that a lot of times these warrants are served and there's less than 15 seconds after notice is given. The officers want to get in and get out of there before they get shot. And maybe that's not a good protocol, but the truth of the matter is that 15 seconds is a long period of time to be standing in the doorway, waiting for somebody to get their guns to shoot at you.